Hey, welcome to Inner Power Moment. I am Valerie Malone, and I am so excited that you're here with me today. This is where we dig deep in all things self worth, mindset shift, and achieving that powerful inner you. Every episode, I'll be sharing a personal story, a haha moment, and a few laugh along the way because let's face it, we all need a little fun while we leveling up. So grab a cup of coffee, get cozy, and let's dive in. Another episode of Inner Power Moment. I'm your host Valerie Malone, and in these episodes we talk about things that matters to you. You send me a question and I cover the topic. Today's topic is that why your relationship is not working the way you want them to. Relationship, a big subject, but yet so overrated and so complicated and so annoying to talk about, right? Because we have so much stuff in our plate. We do so much stuff. Relationship is the last thing that is always not working for you. And you're like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this, especially in our busy life. We're so busy with everything else. And you wanted to have a nice relationship. You want to be with a person that loves you, respects you, understands you. And yet you can't get that cross and you have so much difficulty doing that. So I'm here today to share a couple of my story with you so you can hear it and say to yourself, that's funny. That's what I do. Or I thought I was doing this, or I thought I was not doing this. And this is why my relationship is not working. Because I always believe that you don't have to do a major change in order to change something. Okay? Little thing matters. If you can pay attention to little things and if you can change them, you'll be amazed how big of a result you'll see once you change the little things. I'm not big into big things. Listen, when big thing happens, you already know what to do. You don't have to worry about it, and that's it. But it's the little things that goes over our head and slowly adds up. And when it adds up, it gets to a big thing. And by then we're like, what the fuck just happened? You know? What just happened? So when it comes to relationship, it really matters to pay attention to little things. So today I'm going to talk about two things that you can do to actually be aware of your relationship and diagnose what's going wrong with your relationship and how to fix it. Okay. So one of the biggest thing we do, one of the biggest thing you have to pay attention when it comes to relationship is this. I'm telling you, you tell me if I'm wrong, but I know a lot of my clients that I work with, they always say, oh my God, Val, you're so right. I tried that and I was so surprised that I was doing it. Assumption. You assume, you assume that the person that you are wanted to be with, they know you. They know what you think, they should know what you want, all of that. So you're frustrated because you feel like, why am I repeating myself so much? And then what you do is that when you do that assumption that they should know, and if they don't know, you continue teaching them. You continue telling them, or you're trying to make them realize that this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. You keep repeating yourself, and the other person is not interested. They're like, what are you talking about? Okay? And the whole thing gets confusing. And if you don't understand me right now, what I'm talking about, that's what exactly sounds like. You're like rambling, you don't know what you're talking about, and then the other person doesn't know what they're talking about, and you're like, what the hell just happened? So, to have a good relationship is very important to communicate very clearly. Now, I'm laughing because when I was in a relationship, one time I remember when I was communicating with my partner, it was like it wasn't that I wasn't communicating clearly, he wouldn't understand me because English is my second language. So half of the time, in the middle of the fight, we would laugh because he would be like, what the hell did you just say? I don't even, after a while, he would say to me, I don't even know what you're saying, so I can't even get mad because I don't understand what you're saying. And I was like talking in very broken English. And then after that, I would go to other languages because I can speak a bunch of languages. And I would go to each and every one of them and I would like talk. And he would be like, wait, what? What are you saying? So I'm laughing, I'm looking back now, I'm laughing to myself, oh my God. Like, and then I would get mad why he doesn't understand me, you know? But that's not the communication I'm talking about, okay? And a clear communication in a relationship means that when you meet somebody, when you are with somebody, stop assuming they should know you. they should figure you out. You need to understand what is there that you want in a relationship first. What is there that you want? What does the relationship looks like to you? So that means that your values, you believe, your style, your likes, your dislikes. If you really know that within yourself, you can actually act like it, walk like it, talk like it, and then the other person knows who you are and what you like and what you don't like and what you want to hear and what you don't want to hear. All of that he'll pay attention to. Okay? It is so small, but it's so important. Just because you have to say it verbally doesn't mean that you have to say it verbally all the time. Once you believe, once you have your boundaries, once you know your values, once you know what you like, what you dislike, all of that, when you know that within yourself, you can communicate it very, very easily. Very easily. When you hang out with your partner, you always talk about things that you like, things that you don't like, and you also listen to the other person. So you learn a lot about the other person as well as you expressing yourself. That's what I mean by clear communication. But unfortunately, most of the time, like I said, people just do assume that you should know about me. We've been together for X amount of time. You should know. I don't have to tell you. But that's not true because people are not mind readers. We change, we grow, we change our perspective, we change our interpretation, we have a desire. Everything changes. So, in order for you to have a good relationship, you must communicate all the time. Not long, don't take 5 hours every single day to talk about yourself. That's not what I mean. But just to know yourself and live from that values that this is who I am, this is what I like, and I'm living example of that. When you're a living example of that, the other person will see and actually will understand you and will do things that knows that you like and dislike. So a lot of time when you communicate, you are not communicating from there. You're communicating because you want to see result of other person should treat you good and bettering this relationship. But actually it's a really the communication problem is understanding yourself problem. Once you understand yourself, once you know who you are, once you know your values, then you can communicate that very in a small little segments, not all the time, and live it and actually live it and actually believe it and actually act like it, walk like it, talk like it. Do not compromise. Do not try to change. Do not try to listen to other people, but just be it. So, what's going to happen if you do that? Either someone will love you, want to be with you just the way you are, or they're going to say, you're not for me. I'm not looking for somebody like this. Then they leave. Either way, you're winner because you don't want to be with somebody that doesn't accept you for who you are because in the end, you're going to lose that person anyway. And also, if you do want it to be with that person, if the person understands you, then you don't have a problem because you know who you are and they go out of their way to learn who you are because you're living from that belief within yourself. So I learned that in a very, very hard way because I didn't know who I was. I got married very young, I got divorced very young, and I was like struggling with all other stuff. So I didn't really know who I was and what I wanted from a relationship. So every relationship that I went to, it went bad because I didn't know who I was and I couldn't communicate with my partner the way I wanted to communicate because I didn't even know what it was to communicate. I didn't know my boundaries. I didn't know my values. I didn't know my what were my beliefs. All of these things I didn't know. So all I did was that assume that you should know, but and then later on when I look back now and I say to myself, how would you know because you don't even know it yourself? How would you want somebody else to know when you don't know it yourself? So no matter where you are in your relationship, you have to do this. You have to understand that I will communicate very clearly with the person that I wanted to be with from the beginning, but make sure you know yourself first. If you know yourself, and I'm sure majority of you do know yourself, you have to live by that. Whoever you are, be yourself 100%, and then communicate from that part and express yourself from that part and say to yourself, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. And it's not like you have to make that person that has to agree with you all the time. If they don't agree with you, that's fine too. you know. But in the end of the day, you have to make sure that you find somebody that respects you, that loves you, that want to be with you, and you do the same thing for the other person. And these little things matters when it comes to relationship. And I could tell you that a lot of relationship goes bad because we don't communicate clearly, because we don't know ourselves, and we don't know ourselves, we just assume a lot of shit. And when you assume stuff, you get disappointed, and the whole thing goes. And next thing you know, the whole thing goes bad. And next thing you know, you find yourself being with that person for years and years and years and years. And you wasted so much time that you could have prevent all of this by simply paying attention to yourself first and communicating that things that you like or don't like with the other person. So that's really important because remember, you can have anything, but time is not something you can always have. Okay. Time is very essential. Time is very important. In order to have a great, healthy relationship, you have to say to yourself, I'm not going to spend 5 years to learn to be with this person and then enjoy my life. You're supposed to enjoy your life now. So take a quick crash course study and say to yourself, huh, today, I'm going to sit back and ask myself this question. What do I like and how I want my relationship to look like? Think about it. If you know it, great. Act from there. If you don't know it, sit back and write it down and say to yourself, okay, the problem is not the person. The problem is me because I don't know what I want. I don't know how my relationship to be. I don't have that vision in my head. Write it down and then act from there. And you watch how fast things would change. That's number one, communication, okay? Number two, the reason your relationship is not working is because you are paying attention to the other person but yourself. And I would say that not only just romantic relationship, in any relationship. If you're a mom, you probably can relate to me. If you're not, one day you will relate to me. When we have a kids, okay, we think about them all the time. We want to make sure they're okay. We want to make sure they're fed. We want to make sure they're happy. We want to make sure we think about them all the time. And the society call us a good parents. But unfortunately, we're not supposed to do that. In order to be a good parent, you must take care of yourself first and then the kid. Okay? That's how it is because I'm a mom. I know. Okay, I know how it is. In order for my kids to be healthy, happy, and have everything, I must make sure that I am happy. I'm healthy. I have everything. So I can give it to them and I can teach it to them. When it comes to a romantic relationship, it's the same way. What you're doing is that you're paying attention a lot to the other person than yourself. So you are acting from their energy. You're not acting from your own energy. You're acting from their energy. If they're upset, you get upset. If they're condescending, you get condescending. If they're mad, you get mad. If everything that they do is affecting you. So that means that you don't have a good relationship because you're not communicating clearly, you're assuming a lot of stuff, you're not being yourself. And then on top of that, you're paying attention to the person more than yourself. I've seen it over and over and over and over and over again. Notice that if one of your friends don't have a good relationship, notice that they talking about the other person more than themselves, what I should do to fix that relationship, right? They always talk about the other person. He or she didn't do this for me. It's not the right person for me. Doing this stuff. I want him to change this. I want him to change that. They vent and vent and vent and vent all the time. But listen to yourself. Instead of venting, once in a while, venting is good. You can do that with your therapist. You can do that with a friend once in a while, not all the time. But say to yourself, wait a minute. Let me stop here. What am I doing? I'm complaining a lot about the other person. I'm worrying about the other person. I'm paying attention to the other person. I'm wasting my energy on the other person that I can do it on myself to fix this. And 99.9% of the time, when you shift that energy and that attention from them to yourself, you'll be amazed to see the result that they change. They change completely because now you putting that energy in yourself. So what do I mean putting that energy with yourself? If you're in a bad relationship, if your relationship is not working the way you want it to work, so say to yourself, what are the area that is not working and what am I doing? Okay. Maybe I don't have boundaries. Maybe I'm not communicating good. Maybe I don't love myself. That's why they don't love me. Maybe I don't respect myself. That's why they don't respect me. And oh my God, so many times. That's the hardest pill to swallow. When somebody tell you that, maybe it's you. And they're like, no, I love myself. I respect myself. I did that all my life. All my life, I thought, I was like, what do you mean? Like, if you respect yourself, other people will respect you. No, no. Saying it is one thing, believing it and doing it is a completely another thing. Okay. When I start loving myself, then I found love. When I respected myself, other people respect me. So bring the energy back to yourself. The reason the relationship is not working because you are lacking something within yourself and you're putting all your attention on that other person, hoping that the relationship can get better. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. Bring back the energy to yourself and ask yourself a question. What am I doing that is not working for me? Why am I compromising? Should I compromise or not? Where are my values? Where are my beliefs? Is this relationship is the way I want it to be? If not, am I communicating? Am I actually being happy in this relationship? Am I being myself? Am I being myself in this relationship? Ask yourself these questions and you'll find the answer that is all of it is you, none of it is them. So when you find that out, then the good news is you can work on it. And you can say to yourself, put your foot down. Nope. I'm going to be kind to myself. I'm going to respect myself. I am going to love myself. I have some boundaries. I know when to say no. I know when to say yes. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. And guess what? Take it or leave it. That's it. No harm, no foul. I don't hate you. I don't dislike you, whatever it is. I just know who I am and I'm gonna live from that truth. And when you do, the other person either is gonna take you or leave you. Again, win-win situation. Why? Because you don't want to be with a person that you always have to pretend. But you want to be with a person that accepts you for all who you are, with all your flaws, with all your goods, with all your bads, with everything that you have. And vice versa, you do the same thing. So as long as you can do that, tweak these little things in your relationship, you watch how fast your relationship will change. Because trust me, I lived through all of this. I did all of this and I failed so many times. So now when I see a relationship, when a person comes to me, when I coach my clients and they come to me and they tell me about, I can't find a guy, or when I find a guy, I can't keep the guy. And when I keep the guy, I'm not happy in the middle of a relationship. Or when I'm happy in the middle of a relationship, this relationship doesn't have a future. It seems like it's not going anywhere. And all of that can be solved in these two simple strategies. Let's go back through it again. One, communication is very important. Whether you meet somebody or whether you are with somebody for 20 years, start communicating clearly and letting them know who you are, what you like, and what you don't like by living it. Not by verbally just saying it, by believing it, by living it, by showing it. Okay? That's really important. And number two, stop wasting your energy and time on the other person that you have to fix them. Anything that goes wrong, it means that you have to fix that within yourself. And again, it's not easy when we realize that, oh, I have to fix something on myself. Is it me? No, it's not me. No, it's you. Every time you hear yourself complaining about the other person, when it comes to relationship, that means that you have to fix something within yourself. And these are my two strategies I want you to apply in your life and in your relationship. Let me know how that worked out for you. I would love to hear from you. And you can agree or disagree with me. Either way, I want to hear. I want to hear what you're going through, why it's not working for you. And I can make another video and I can keep talking about this till you get it. Because no matter how you turn this around, if relationship is not working for you, it's always you, it's never the other person. So I want to leave you with that, okay? And that's a wrap for today's Inner Power Moment. I hope you're feeling inspired, empowered, and ready to take the world with that amazing inner power of yours. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And share this with a friend who needs a little reminder how incredible they are. Keep shining, and remember, the power is always within you.